Hello and welcome to today's devotion for Thursday, the 17th of June. A question for you to begin with today. When was the last time that you stepped out in faith to do something that you felt called to do? Something that you weren't sure that you would be able to do. Something you weren't even sure how to do. Something where you weren't sure what sort of a response you were going to get. But you stepped out in faith anyway and did it. That might be something that's happened to you already today, or quite recently over the past week or month, or something might come to mind that happened a while ago now but was so significant for you that it has stayed with you. Thinking about being called by God, one of my favourite quotes about vocation, about being called by God, is the following. There is an old Christian tradition that God sends each person out into this world with a special message to deliver, with a special song to sing for others, with a special act of love to bestow. No one else can speak my message or sing my song or offer my act of love. These are entrusted only to me. So this is your calling, your personal vocation from God at each stage of your life, expressing that message, singing that song, offering that act of love will not only bring you the most profound fulfillment, it will also be for the freeing or for the fulfillment of others. This is God's calling to each of us to unearth and to give our innermost treasure. I find that a very exciting thought, that each of us is called by God, that each of us has a part to play, a particular task to carry out. And it's not something that we do and then that's finished with. It's a calling that changes and develops as we change and develop. It is our personal vocation at each stage of our lives. So whatever age we are, whatever stage of life we are at, God calls us. God has a purpose for us. Sometimes we can be very challenged by what we feel God is calling us to. We doubt that we're really being called to do this. We wonder whether we will be able to do it. We're not quite sure how to do it, and we worry about the response that we are going to get from others. And we can think up a lot of reasons why somebody else will be able to do the job a lot better than us. A bit like Moses in the book of Exodus in chapters 3 and 4, when God is calling him to lead the people of Israel out of slavery in Egypt. And Moses is thinking up every reason he can as to why he's not the best person to do the job. Fortunately, as we know, as we read further on in Exodus, God knew better. Today, in our gospel reading from Luke chapter 10, the 70 people who Jesus has sent out to go from town to town, healing the sick and telling people that the kingdom of God is near. They are now returning to Jesus, having completed this task, and they are full of joy at how well things have turned out. They have responded to God's challenge, to the challenge set by Jesus, and they are now filled with joy. And as they share with Jesus all that has happened, he too is filled with joy. So be encouraged by this joy, and know that this joy can be yours too when you respond to God's challenge to you and step out in faith. I wonder what God is calling you to today. Perhaps you might just take a moment to be still and to ask, God, what would you have me do today for you? So have a good day and be blessed. God bless.